Big victories, late winners, and stunning goals. We had it all in round 15 of the A-League men's competition. Let's break down all of the action right now. Melbourne City 3, Newcastle Jets 0. This was a fascinating game because the first half was really tightly contested. Newcastle Jets were creating some good opportunities, just lacking the quality in the final third to put away those opportunities. It was Melbourne City who were struggling a little bit, I thought, in the first half, looking a little bit out of it. But the second half was a different story, and it was all about Taylor Regan's red card. He picked up his second yellow and was sent off early in that second half, and Melbourne City just controlled the game from there. Mark Gattilio was fantastic in this game. 2 assists, was looking so impressive when the ball was at his feet every single time, especially for that Matthew Leckie goal, the way that he took on so many defenders and teed it up, making it a super easy finish for Matthew Leckie in the end. But a very important 3 points for Melbourne City, considering that they did lose just a few days prior midweek to Adelaide United at home, and Newcastle Jets still searching for some consistency this season. Wellington Phoenix 1, Sydney FC 1. This was a really entertaining game and a really fascinating game heading into it, knowing how well Wellington Phoenix had been playing heading into this match. We know about their positive form, and they've been picking up some really impressive results. They grabbed an impressive 3-0 win against Brisbane Roar midweek and really showed up for this game against a really strong Sydney FC side who had Costa Barbarouses returning to the team, Lafondra Bobo involved, of course. It was David Ball who scored his first goal of the season. He rarely scores, David Ball, even though he is one of the star strikers at Wellington Phoenix, and took that 1-0 lead into halftime. And from there, I was honestly expecting Phoenix to go on, maybe grab a second in the second half and take the win from Sydney FC. But Bobo, the super sub, he's done it again. Not for the first time this season, the Brazilian coming off the bench, and that seems to be the role that he's playing this season. And look, it's going to work for Sydney FC, especially now that they've got Luciano Narsing there, Adam Lafondra Camp Sober starting. To bring on Bobo, it's a decent option for Sydney FC, and as I mentioned, it is working so far. Of course, shout out to Ollie Sale, who was fantastic in this game, made some crucial saves, which ended up saving the point for Wellington Phoenix. I think a fair result in the end for this game. Here on YouTube, we did the first ever live double watch along on a Saturday night for the 2 A-League games that took place. Of course, my Central Coast Mariners losing 1-0 to Melbourne Victory, and Macarthur FC's 4-1 win over Adelaide United. First of all, Victory Mariners. Look, I said it in my match reaction, if you want to check that out as well. I was so happy with the performance. I really was. From a Mariners point of view, I thought it was a lot more impressive comparing it to their FFA Cup final performance, where Victory really dominated large chunks of that game. I thought Victory was still a little bit out of it. Of course, heading into this game, Victory were desperate for a win. They'd been struggling in recent games. Mariners struggling too to get a result. But once again, the story coming out of this game is Mariners letting it slip late once again. This is 3 consecutive games now where Mariners have conceded a late goal to cost them a result. And when you look back at the last 3 games for the Mariners, they easily could have grabbed wins against Macarthur, against Perth Glory, which would have given them 6 points. And they were so close to getting a draw in this game. Mariners could have come away from the last 3 games with 7 points. They're coming away with 2. It's really costing Central Coast at the moment. But credit to Melbourne Victory. Nishan Valupale, Robbie Cruz, Economides, all fantastic off the bench. And of course, the youngster Valupale getting the header in this game. But Macarthur FC absolutely turned it on in their game, man, tearing Adelaide apart. The first half, Adelaide were looking pretty decent early on and got the first goal, a lovely strike by Craig Goodwin. But Macarthur FC, man, shot after shot after shot. Joe Gacci was kept busy for the entire game. Ulysses De Villa, Gianu combining, and Macarthur, the goal started to come for them, man. And it didn't stop when the substitutes came on as well. Goals for substitutes, Al Hassan Toure scoring against his former club, Michael Roos getting on the score sheet as well. And an impressive performance and scoreline considering recent performances from Macarthur FC. This is the first time they've won a game since the COVID break a couple months ago. For Adelaide United, I didn't think they were terrible in this game. The scoreline makes it look so bad, but Macarthur were just clinical with their chances. And again, Ulysses De Villa, Craig Noon, got to mention those guys as well. The big names for Macarthur FC really showing up in this match. And if they can keep this up, if they can get some good home form going, then they will secure the place in the top 6 this season, I reckon. Sunday afternoon, Perth Glory play the first of 3 games down in Tassie against Brisbane Roar. And my goodness, this was for me, and look, I like to be very positive, but for me, this was maybe one of the most boring games of the season. It was really, really lackluster. And I'll say it now, and this is absolutely no disrespect to the clubs, but I would be very surprised to see either of these teams in the top 6 come the end of this season. real lack of quality summed up this game for both teams. It was Bruno Fornaroli who I mean, that's what he does, Bruno Fornaroli. He puts away the penalty and, of course, the goal in the second half as well to claim 3 points for Perth Glory. Brisbane Roar, though, were controlling a lot of this game and had plenty of shots. But so many good chances inside the box, but simply not having the quality to put it away. And again, we look at Brisbane Roar, that one week they look good, especially at home. They've had some really good results against Perth. They've beat Perth Glory, they beat the Wanderers, they beat Macarthur FC recently as well at home. But at the moment, when they play away, it's just a different Brisbane Roar. And that's a concern for Warren Moon. And now the question has to be raised. They're now bottom of the ladder, Brisbane Roar. How long until pressure begins to mount on Warren Moon? And honestly, when you look at the squad and the way they're playing, I genuinely can't see them finishing top 6. It's going to take a big improvement, especially from some of their key players, if they're going to finish in the top 6 this year. But we have to give credit to Perth Glory, who have had the worst last few months. We all know about it, and are managing to get the results. A win a few weeks back against Sydney SC, that gritty draw against the Mariners last time out, and a 2-0 win here against Brisbane Roar. And if they can indeed get home to Western Australia soon and play a run of home games, they could build some really good form and could potentially be a dark horse come the end of the season. And lastly, Western United 3, Western Sydney Wanderers 2. Quite a dramatic scoreline. The game didn't quite pan out that way. It was a bit of a funny one, especially when you look at the first half. It was a very slow start to this game, similar to sort of the Brisbane-Perth game. Very slow start, the teams just getting a feel for each other. But it was Western United who were creating the better of the chances, and Alexander Prijovic was fantastic in this game. He scored the first goal, really close offside call, but he was just onside, and then the assist for the Garuccio goal. And they took a 2-0 lead into the halftime sheds. Wanderers, who were very lackluster in the first half, came out with much more intensity in that second half. Changes were made at halftime, and it was working for Western Sydney Wanderers. They had a bit more intensity and were chasing the game, were attacking with a bit more intention. Tomer Hemed putting away a penalty, which made the game interesting at 2-1 there, but then Ben Garuccio stepped up to score one of the greatest A-League goals we've ever seen, arguably the goal of the season, a scorpion kick. It was Alexander Prijovic again with a lovely assist. The cross came in, and Ben Garuccio, the improvisation, it was just an incredible goal. The scorpion kick, to get it into that near post, it was insane. So 2 goals for Ben Garuccio, a goal and 2 assists for Alexander Prijovic. There was a lovely late strike by Steven Ugarkovic, the substitute for Wanderers late on in this game, and there was a couple moments there where you thought Wanderers might sneak in an equaliser here. Another 3-3 result at Amy Park wasn't to be. The Western United holding on. What'd you make of the games this weekend in the A-League? Some big results, a lot of home teams winning this weekend. Let your thoughts known down in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, you can help me out by hitting the like button, and if you want to stick around for more content just like this, you can hit subscribe. My name's Lockie, this is Coastwood Football, and I'll see you in the next one.